complex conversation. You know I'm your host, G. Cleve. And folks, make sure you check out that youtube.com/reality guru show. Consider subscribing. I got my man Ye over there. Ye, what's up with you, buddy? It's been a minute, man. How you feeling, champ? How you feeling?
Back in the building. Alpha Energy back in the building. Let's talk about it.
Indeed. Well, you know, we're in the dead of spring, man. Allergy season's been kicking my ass. Has family stuff, but we back. We gonna get ready to get into the latest on sports. So let's jump in this synopsis, man. Andy Ruiz Jr. Anthony Joshua. Let me first apologize to you, because last time we had this conversation, I was suggesting that Anthony Joshua was getting ready to put pause on my man Deontay Wilder. What not? I said the boy was big. I said Deontay is undersized and all that other crap. And then Andy Ruiz Jr., 6'2", about 275 pounds. I mean, and let's do this, because this right here tells you that you can't fucking judge a book by its cover, man. Not even to judge a book by its fucking stomach, neither. Because homeboy was pretty big, but he's a fast dude.
Yeah, he came with it. He was coming with them hooks. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, very Tyson-esque.
Here's unfortunate. The unfortunate thing is now what happens to that? What was it? $100 million fight between him and Wilder. Joshua and Wilder. So what's that? That's gonna put that shit on hold. I don't even know what's the situation with his career now. You know, he pretty much just destroyed that big time fight. You know what this gonna make me start thinking about now? You know, I've had the issues with boxers not fighting, you know, or making the fights that we want to see. These cats are going out there with the celebrity and they're beating up all these tomato cans and these contenders. It's not real contenders, but you know, these guys that are just in the league, just in boxing in general, these journeymen. Yeah. And they don't want to go out there and fight these big fights, man. I'm wondering if this is going to make the situation even worse. Anthony Joshua just had $100 million fight in the wins with Deontay Wilder. That shit is done now. I don't think that people are going to want to. Who's going to pay him $100 million to go do that after he just got knocked out by Andy Ruiz Jr.? Like, I mean, talk to me about that.
You know what? I'm actually feeling the opposite. I like this. I like that he took that L, because I didn't like how Anthony Joshua was sitting on his high horses like, I'm that dude. You got that Klitschko win in the bag. You got a couple other notable wins in the bag, but I didn't like the leverage that he had coming from the UK, feeling like, hey, I only got to fight over here. Hey, they paying me over here. I don't got to come to you, Deontay Wilder. Why I got to come to you? So now it done humbled him a little bit. Indeed. So now he's going to have to work his way back up. And now when we talk about the dynamic of him and Wilder, now Wilder actually has more leverage. And I'm thinking that when they do actually fight, it's going to have to be here in the U.S. Because I was thinking originally he's going to force the fight to be over there in the UK. A more comfortable setting for him. So, hey, whatever forces these boxers out of their prima donna, you got to come to me, Shell, and it forces them to fight the fights that we want them to fight. I'm with it.
So here's my thing, though. I had thought that, you know, AJ's chin was suspect after the Klitschko fight. I thought it was a bit suspect then. Not to say that Klitschko don't have any power, but I thought it was a bit suspect just because of, you know, his size and the punches he was getting hit with. I saw him staggered by shit that I didn't think, you know, a cat of his size to be staggered with. You watched the fight, right? The Klitschko fight. So to go into this Andy Ruiz fight, and now it was a temple punch. I ain't gonna front. It was a temple punch. Temple punch would knock the equilibrium out of anybody, you know. But you know, the fact that he got hit with that temple punch, man, it was unable to recover. It's making me wonder if he got hit by the bronze bomber? The bronze bomber. What's that, Joe Louis? Is the bomb squad. I mean, if he get hit with one of those bombs, you know, how about this? So, you know, folks, we like the comedic humor shit. So let me go ahead and let y'all check out this Andy Ruiz and AJ knockout. Go ahead, take a look at this shit.
40 seconds of that round, Brian. I think Anthony Joshua threw one punch, and that was at the very end. Oh, that hook. Almost something like
listen, you got my man knocked out. He's climbing the escalator to get to the plane on British Airways. I mean, listen, man. I don't know, man. I agree with knocking him off his high horse and
Yeah.
forcing him to come out of his comfort zone. I'm just wondering if the people are going to want to see it the way they wanted to see it before him being knocked out by Andy Ruiz.
Well, see, here's the thing. It's going to invoke that hunger in him. Andre Ward said it best the other day. Anthony Joshua, he was out here like a pretty boy. You know what I'm saying? He want the muscles to be looking good. He all on Instagram and shit. He want to be the next big social media celebrity. And he's forgetting that you in the sport with killers. You got to keep that lion heart at all times. You got to keep that hunger. But they had him real spoiled on that high horse over there in London. So this brought him back down. He going to have to work his way back up and have some impressive victories for the people to see, to say, hold on, he hungry now. That's Anthony Joshua right there. Oh, I want to see that Joshua against Wilder. I want to come. So it's going to take a couple fights for him to get back to that level to where we even want to see it. I mean, we want to see it still, but it has lost some of the hype because you took a bad L, homie. You thought he was a chump. And he showed you something when he tapped that temple one time. You underestimated your opponent big time. It showed.
What's making this shit even crazier with he was a replacement for Jarrell Big Baby Miller. With Jarrell, with the performance enhancing drugs and him not being able to fight, it made it even crazier that this kid, Andy Ruiz Jr., last minute, which means he didn't have a training camp for him.
Last minute.
He didn't have a training camp for him. He didn't prepare for him. It's not like he stays in shape, so to speak. He may stay in the gym and spar, but he's not staying in shape. This is what made it even more because they compared that to the Buster Douglas and the Mike Tyson situation. But why that was different was because Buster Douglas at that time, once you see the documentary and hear the story, he was his mother was going through some health issues or whatever. A lot of stuff behind him, fueling him. I didn't get the same story from Andy Ruiz. It's just more about, he's a boxer. He's quick. And he said, listen, I'm not scared of this guy. I'm just going to go in here and do what I normally do. And that's it. When he put Ruiz down, I thought it was over. See, that was the part about Joshua that had me thinking that he would walk through Wilder. Did you see that combination that put Andy Ruiz? Did you see that? So,
but here's the thing: from a psychological standpoint, you already underestimating this dude. You looking at his size, you like, this dude cannot get with me, and you get the early knockdown. Now you feeling yourself even more.
Yeah.
It is taking you to a place of comfort in your mind of, I got this.
Yeah.
But you ain't knowing that this dude is the ultimate underdog, and he got a chin, and he's saying, I'm about to come back with I'm throwing the kitchen, sinking this motherfucker, and I hope he can handle that shit. And it fucked Joshua's head up.
He couldn't do anything with it, man. I gotta tell you, equilibrium punches, man, really knocked him. Really, just get you. And he couldn't recover, man. But we'll see, man.
He looked so bad. My boy said he thought Joshua threw the fight.
wait.
My boy said, he had to throw that. I said he didn't throw that fight. He just got rocked. He said, no, I'm telling you. Look at him. He threw that fight. I said, nah, man.
What would be the benefit in throwing the fight, though? Well, what would be the benefit in throwing that? Are you that afraid? Are you that afraid to come across the pond and fight Wilder that you had to throw the fight against an Andy Ruiz Jr. just so?
Hey,
come
only
on,
thing
man.
I can think of is because the odds are probably crazy in Vegas. He said, I'm putting about 50 mil on Ruiz. Watch out, I'm about to throw this fight to cash. But I don't believe that shit. That's bullshit. But I will tell you this though. One of my OJs who's a boxer back in the day, he truly understands the sweet science like you do, G. He just broke it down like this. He was like, the European fighters in general, but specifically with Joshua, you got to take them fighters to the gutter because they so structured, they so trained, they always stay by their orthodox way of doing things.
Right.
He was like, you got to bring them into an American type of gutter fight. And he was like, that's what Ruiz suckered Joshua into. And once he suckered him into that, it was over for Joshua.
Yeah. That's not to mention the fact that he's, one of the things about Mexican boxers, man, these motherfuckers is tough, bro. You know what I'm saying? Once they get into boxing and they get the skills together, I mean, we've seen it over the years, man. These Mexican boxers, man, these motherfuckers, and then he's a heavyweight at that. You used to see these Mexican low boys get to it. You know what I'm saying? But now, I just want to know, what is Joshua going to do from here? Like, I hear you say he has to build this resume back up. Like, but who is he going to fight? There's nobody out there that I want to see him fight that's going to make me feel like, oh yeah, he's going to knock Wilder's head off. There's nobody. There's no.
Well, see, this is what he did to himself. So his next couple fights, we might take a light little look to the highlights, but we're not going to be excited about what you got going on now because you took that L. Now, if he comes back and he finally has that rematch with Ruiz, which he will, and he cleans his ass up in impressive fashion, we're going to say, whoa, it's a different type of Joshua. Maybe we need to pay attention again. I like how he fighting now. You had to lose to be forced to fight like that? I like that. I'm with you now.
Well, let's see if there wasn't no rematch clause. So let's see how long Ruiz takes to actually fight Joshua. He may hold on to that for a couple fights just to, bathe in the fact of the first Mexican heavyweight, right? He made history.
First Mexican
right?
heavyweight ever. Yeah, throwing up the flag. Look, they didn't give him a Snickers endorsement.
They gave him a Snickers endorsement? Or you fucking with me?
I'm not joking. They gave him a Bro, I can already see the commercial.
That's some trolling shit right there. You just got beat by a cat who has a Snickers endorsement. Let's get ahead and move on because AJ ain't looking too good right now. But let's get ahead and talk about your team. Something else that we also discussed on the last show. Golden State. They beat Portland.
I'm convinced
and your exact words is that they're moving on to the finals to go ahead and further cement the legacy of being the greatest NBA team of all time.
Yes, I said that. Yeah,
you did say that, didn't you? That shit was nice when you said it too. It was articulate. It sounded good. Came fresh off a sweet. But then they go against Toronto, right? And Kawhi Leonard, Van Fleet, Siakam, Lowry, Ibaka. Yeah. Listen, brother. They down 2-1. First of all, I wish I had my man Briscoe. Shout out to Briss Breezy, man. Make sure you go check out that mixtape, Lonnie and shit. He's another Golden State Warrior fan. And this guy actually said to me that Golden State only need 2 games, to actually win the championship. Him and his. I'm saying to myself, so really, just 2 games, huh? So you must be talking about a sweep. A sweep is getting ready to come, and then game 1 happened, and then they lose. They lose, right?
Yeah.
Game 2 comes into play, and now everybody's feeling themselves. The Drake curse and all that other bullshit, right? Clay goes down. Game 3 comes, and they almost lost by 20 points, even though Curry dropped about 45. So I want to know something, Mr. Ye, Mr. Ye, Mr. Golden State Warriors is the greatest team of all time. Are they going to dig themselves out of this hole or not? Talk to me, brother.
Man, I got to be honest. I call them the greatest team of all time. Mm-hmm. But that's when they're there. That's when they're all intact. They're wounded warriors right now. They're like a deer in the wild with one of their legs shot off or something. But I don't feel sorry for them.
Why would you?
Look what they did with what they dealt with LeBron for all them years. LeBron was struggling with no help and all them injuries over there. Mm-hmm. So we supposed to feel bad for the Warriors with all their privilege and all that they've had, man. Fuck that.
I don't.
Give them props as possibly the greatest team of all time.
Possibly
in there now. But here's my indictment on Steph Curry. Steph Curry, as great as he is, they try to crown him a little bit too early. You got people out here talking about he's possibly the greatest point guard of all time already. That's crazy. It's way too early to crown him. He has been yet to show me that he can carry a team, put a team on his back and carry a team. He is yet to get a finals MVP. And he lacks in certain areas of his game, mainly defensively. So ultimately what he has benefited from is great star power around him. Even though he's great, he's benefited from some great stars around him as well. So this is your time to show me that you're that guy that they say you are. When your guys are wounded, can you carry the team? I don't know. I don't know.
I'm sorry I'm going to say this because I'm going to come to Steph's defense just a little bit because, as a point guard, and he's a scoring point guard at that. But he has two options. He can either, attempt to score or try to dish the ball off. Now with Clay and KD both being out, um, those two that's two dynamic shooters that he's unable to pass to, right? And this was what my criticism with Golden State was coming into this series. The fact that I didn't think they were so deep on in as far as the bench is concerned. You lose Clay and you lose KD, and now Curry has to score 45 points and you still lose. That means that there was no help coming from anywhere else. So I don't want to blame, I think Steph is he should be in the conversation. He's been in the league long enough. He has enough titles. He has enough of a body of work to be in the conversation about being the best point guard. I just think that with this particular series and what's going on right now without KD and Clay, it's going to be kind of unfair to kind of criticism, I think, in the event that they lose, because I want them to lose when they got everybody. Because then ain't no fucking excuses. You understand what I'm saying? Losing KD was one thing, but losing Clay gives them that extra excuse. And
don't forget they dealing with Iggy too. He's dealing with some major injuries. That's one of your top two or three defenders on your team. But look at this though, and I'm taking a shot at Steph Curry. I'm very critical of his game. Some of my boys ain't gonna like this. They love them.
Love Steph.
Here's the thing. Okay, because he's the greatest thing since sliced bread, blah, blah, blah. He changed the game. He did revolutionize the game in certain ways as far as range is considered, but how we thought about range or how we thought about how the game should be played. But anyway, at the end of the day, he is a scorer. He is a scorer. When I think about some of your greatest scorers of all time, let's just look back just within the last 20 years. Your Kobe Bryant, your Michael Jordans. These guys said in situations like the finals and playoffs, I don't care who's on the court with me. We here to score points.
Yeah.
And I do that the best. Give me the ball. I'm taking 30, 40 shots.
Right.
I'm going to take as many shots as I need to take and put y'all on my back, and we're going to win this thing.
Right.
Curry had a good game last game. He scored with like 40-something or whatever. 40, but it still wasn't enough. Ultimately, it wasn't enough. You need to give your team more. I want to see that he can do that. You a scorer. Keep demanding that ball. And keep doing what you do.
So now, 45 points ain't no nothing to sneeze at. That's not mistake. I'm surprised. I can't even believe I'm coming to their defense. Here's what I'm saying though. Who can you? My point is he did his part scoring wise. Like now he ain't Wilt Chamberlain. He ain't gonna score 100. So my thing is, like, at what point do we look at the rest of the Warriors and say, look, man, this guy got 45 points, man. He's a point guard. Like, when are some of you others going to go ahead and contribute? They lost by almost 20 points, yeah? Do you think about how much points they had to make up? How much they lost? I'll tell you, they not deep. They got me, your Golden State Warrior fans, y'all should be scared. Because Kyle Lowry, he dropped 4 3-pointers. I remember, Kyle Lowry, that was the biggest knock. We thought Kyle Lowry was the reason why Toronto was never getting over this hump. But he got 4 threes last night, man. He's making some real big shots, man. So I think that the Golden State Warriors really need to be afraid. They really need to be afraid, man.
They're nervous, and their fans are nervous. Look, if I'm not mistaken, is the next game tonight? It should be tonight, if I'm not mistaken.
Tonight.
It is
tonight.
This is a must-win game. You got to be nervous tonight. Because you got to come out with that win. And now you cannot go down 3-1 and having to go back to
Toronto.
Jurassic Park.
Right.
They not playing at Jurassic Park. You come there. Right. I mean, it's gonna be like a college atmosphere.
Facts.
Every shot is made.
I want to jump into something real quick because you guys, you did see with the last game that whole incident between Lowry and that investor. Lowry was going for that rebound, trying to save the ball from going out of bounds, fell into and that investor pushed him. Like, that right there was kind of interesting because you remember the whole Ron Artest situation, with the Pacers in back in 04 with Steven Jackson running into the crowd and putting hands on fans and stuff, right? And then we've had some other incidents over the years where fans have gotten a little out of pocket and reached out and touched these athletes. But this one right here was blatant. It was a blatant push, a blatant, assault, if you want to say, on Kyle Lowry. It kind of makes me wonder about, what exactly is going to happen, because just finding this guy and suspending him, that may stop him I want to know what's going to stop something like that from happening ever. You can't just suspend a guy for just a year. He can come back and do the shit again. You're talking about an investor. This guy, he was sitting down in the front row. He has bread. So this is pretty much a slap on the wrist. You know, how are they going to protect these players out here? Because we don't want another Ron Artest putting hands on one of these people in the audience. I wonder what the hell they're going to do about that. You know, what you feel about that situation?
But from my understanding, he's like the co-owner of the Warriors, which was actually surprising to me that you're a co-owner and you're sitting courtside. He's a co-owner of the Warriors. So that scenario is crazy, especially when you're in the heat of battle. You get pushed out of bounds, and somebody does that to you.
Right.
Your natural reaction as a man is to
put hands on him.
You know?
But now he got to go back into the game and get his head together. You know what I'm saying? That's the shit that's fucked up. You know,
it's bad enough y'all get to talk shit about me all game and talk, that's nothing. But now you actually touching me. Now my mind is, so that's crazy. I mean, you know, they say basketball is one of the only experiences where, you know, the fans can reach out and touch you. They're right there. That's what's unique about the game. But they're gonna have to move those courtside seats back, or we're gonna have another Malice in the Palace. It's gonna eventually happen. We've seen the incidences this season with just Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Multiple incidences with fans. I mean, you know, they have to do something about this. We're gonna suspend you for a year, man. Yeah, right, man.
What's that gonna do? Right? He'll be back next year. I'll watch the game on TV for a year, and then I'll come back and then I'll push somebody else.
He'll be in a suite somewhere.
Get a side box, right?
You're not keeping him out of my state. You're not keeping me out of here.
Right. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just yeah, that's crazy, man, because we don't need no more of that shit. I see some of these assistant coaches, man. They must be training them in practice on whenever they see something going on in the court to jump up and jump in front of the players that's sitting on. I mean, they're really, really focusing on all this stuff, man. I just think that the NBA is doing, and the teams are doing some good things to kind of keep their players from getting involved in the nonsense. I kind of want to see what the NBA is really prepared to do something long term. Because finding a billionaire $500,000 in a year from being able to sit in them seats, I think that, you know, doesn't make any sense. But anyway, folks, man, check this out. We had a good show. Glad to be back. Got my man Ye, my man G Cleve. Yo, subscribe to the channel, youtube.com/Reality Guru Show. Gurus on sports. Ye, Cleve, Reality Gurus.
And in the end, it's said and done. And I really hope you find the one. Wild ride, but it was so much fun. Deep hit, so it slowly bun. And in the end, it's said and done. And I really hope you find the one. Wild ride, but it was so much fun.